What's up, everyone? I know that the lighting is probably pretty poor in here. As you can see, I'm in my car, and I just wanted to give you guys a quick review of the film Hellfest, which I just saw in theaters a little bit ago. I didn't know much about it going into it. I didn't do much research. I just saw, a trailer, and it kind of caught my eye. And I was kind of, interested because it looked like a straight kind of slasher film, an R-rated slasher film that went to theaters. So I thought, I'll check it out. And, I kind of have mixed reviews about it. It seemed to be, kind of exactly what you think. The trailer really just, and the trailer doesn't like spoil anything or show you too much. From what I remember, it's just kind of like, that's exactly what I thought it would be, and it's definitely like appropriate for, the Halloween season. I would recommend checking it out, but, the characters were very irritating in this. I mean, it just really kind of screams like, this is exactly what I figured it would be. People making decisions, and the way the acting is kind of annoying, and some of the dialogue is very like, ugh, you're really giving us that tropey college kids, kind of thing. And that I really didn't like the main protagonist or the actress. I just found her to be very... there was just things about it where you've seen this a million times, and it just didn't like offer anything new to the genre. But at the same time, I'm kind of glad that something like this came to theaters and it's doing half decent, because I like the idea of, it seemed like in the early 2000s and even stuff, 5-6 years ago, like Cabin in the Woods, had to be very, self-aware of its cliches. It's a slasher movie, so this has to happen. These people have to be dumb, and they have to always point that out in this, I guess, meta way, and now it seems like, something like this, they just kind of just went for it. They just went, we're just going to give you exactly what people expect out of this. And visually, it's pretty cool. The kills are... This movie, it didn't focus on the blood as much either. It really kind of felt like a Scream or an I Know What You Did Last Summer kind of film in a way, where it showed enough blood and it had some good kill scenes, but that wasn't the whole point. It actually, fixated on the suspense and tension when it did a little more than just blood and guts. But at the same time, you saw it all coming a mile away. So, I have mixed feelings about it. I'm not someone who goes and sees a lot of modern films or especially horror films that come out. I'm not really in... I had no... this Happy Death Day and Unfriended kind of slasher films, to me, weren't real slasher films. Those were just, watered down PG-13 kind of ridiculous. To me, they're not merited in the slasher film world. I would say this is, it's something that probably wasn't intended or even... I don't know if, seems like they even thought it was going to go to theaters. This seems like something you'd find on Netflix or just, something that's going to go direct to video. But for some reason, Lionsgate picked it up and put it in theaters. And I think it's because it's just very marketable. Because the whole Halloween aspect, and it is a good setting for this. This is something we kind of haven't seen before setting wise. I'm sure in some way in the 80s or something or whatever it's been done, but this is kind of a unique thing, and I can see how it maybe went to theaters for that reason only, but it isn't anything groundbreaking. And I guess because it went to theaters, I'm thinking, what what's the hook? What is this really something new, you know, or different for the slasher genre? And, you know, it's just kind of exactly what you think. You know, it's sort of A to B to C kind of formula. But, you know, if you really like slasher films and you like horror and you want original horror, I think that too is a factor in this. Is, you know, critics and fans alike are, you know, we're sick of the remakes constantly. Everything's been remade. Everything from My Bloody Valentine, you know, to Nightmare on Elm Street has been remade in the last 10 years or more. And, you know, it's like, it's time they start, you know, putting original horror films in theaters again that are a little more risky and cutting edge than these PG-13 watered down, you know, teeny movies. So, you know, go check it out just to support the idea, I think, of these kinds of films. Maybe, you know, studios will be taking more of an eye and a risk on new ideas and new movies, you know, and not just franchise names over and over again, you know. Because, I mean, what we have left is Halloween, which, you know, looks amazing, looks great, has all these wonderful ratings. But again, you know, it's still pandering to that, well, it's going to do good because it's a franchise name. And I think it's the same thing with the Predator movie that I saw a couple weeks ago, you know. Predator, of course, is a franchise name. So I really wanted to go see something that wasn't just about the past being repackaged and resold. And, you know, what the result was not something incredibly special. But, you know, I would like to see, you know, different kinds of independent films in general get theatrical releases, you know, worldwide theatrical releases too. And especially in the horror genre, I think that it's time that, you know, the wheel gets reinvented, so to speak, you know, and it's actually good stuff that, you know, keeps us on the edge of our seat, and it's original ideas. So, you know, just go check it out. It's again, you know, in my opinion, it wasn't the best thing in the world, but it really, you know, was nice to see something like this get into theaters just for the sake of, you know, seeing the studio take a risk for once. So anyway, guys, you know, peace out. Have a good one.